What's up, dudes?
Yeah.
And girls. Basically, we're gonna start picking some questions that you guys posted on the Instagram post and on Facebook. And so if you have other questions outside of what we're answering, just hang on to them. When we get through like 15 of these, we're gonna answer some of those questions. So,
And
what up?
we tried to pick questions where we kind of specialize. So a lot of camera related questions or stuff where we feel like our answers is somewhat important for other people to hear. So
Yeah. So we're gonna say the question, then we're gonna start answering it. So if you guys have questions related to that, or you want us to expand on something, definitely throw it in there. What's
Black
up, Chase? Baker. All right, we're gonna get started, and people
Sup, Chase?
can jump in there. Chase Sarvis asked, when going on a backcountry hunt, what's the most essential piece of gear you take with you? I don't know. I mean, if we're going in the backcountry and we're backpack hunting, it's probably like a personal locator beacon or like a spot.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, if you get messed up out there, you need to be able to connect with someone to get help. But outside of that, probably quality gear to stay dry and warm if the conditions get bad. I mean, there's a lot of pieces that are essential, but
yeah, I'd say another one is definitely having a water filter. Boiling water or relying on, having to boil your water in the backcountry is definitely not an efficient way to stay hydrated. We always pack a water filter on pretty much any trip that's multiple days. Yeah. So water filter is definitely key on backcountry trips.
Corey Ang Hamilton, I don't know. Sorry if I messed up your Instagram handle, bro. Any big fishing trips planned? We're going to be shooting some fishing films this spring and summer in Montana. Montana's got it pretty good for fly fishing. So, going to be doing some dry fly fishing this spring that we'll be filming. Going to be filming some streamer action, maybe some mousing, we'll see. And then kind of trying to plan a big trip for next year. And I think someone else had asked about Buck Nasty Browns 2. When's it coming out? That's from Idaho Fly Tying. I would love to see Buck Nasty Browns Part 2. Maybe on a different river, but another one would be amazing. Can it happen? It's going to happen.
It's definitely going to happen.
It's probably going to be shot and filmed next year. We might start getting some of the footage now. Look at that sexy muley. Thanks, Dan. I killed that one. It took like 4 or 5 years of hunting in the mountains, trying to find big bucks. And honestly, that's the biggest deer I think we saw in those 4 years. And so it just finally came together. It's kind of one of those deals where you have blind faith. They're out there. You can tell there's big deer running around when you see some of their tracks in the snow and see some of the rubs. And that country is just so thick and so gnarly that they just have to get big there. But let's see what else. Trevin asks us, who inspires you? And that's a good one for sure. That's a hard one to answer.
I'll go first on that one. So I would say, as far as like hunting related content, Donnie Vincent is definitely the biggest inspiration, I think, in that category, and I think a lot of people can agree with us on that. Otherwise, to be honest, like, we always look outside of the hunting and fly fishing industry for inspiration. We grew up as big time skiers, so ski films were always a big time thing for us, at least when we were younger. So we always look up to those production companies. Level 1, Step Studios. I don't know. Who inspires you?
Yeah, there's a lot of different inspirations, from skateboarding flicks to other hunting films to skiing, snowboarding to climbing. Donnie's definitely crushing it. Jeff Simpson's done some nice stuff with the short season. There's kind of some one-off films from a bunch of other hunting guys out there that we definitely get stoked on. Brady Miller had a pretty cool mule deer hunt down in Nevada a couple years ago. That was a pretty cool one. There's probably a bunch more. We're actually kind of putting together some of those films for a blog post, and we'll actually have a fly fishing one up with some of our favorite online fishing films. So that'll kind of give you a sense of who we like to watch, the kind of things that get us stoked.
Yes.
Collab with Donnie.
TGR is definitely a good one to watch. Yeah, we should definitely do a collab with Donnie Vincent. So if someone reach out to Donnie,
But
tell him he should hunt elk with us.
We pull inspiration. I mean, even from mainstream stuff, Nike, Adidas. I mean, it doesn't matter. You just kind of have to. You'll develop a personal style and find things that you like, and you try to like translate that to what you do.
Yeah.
And we'll kind of go into camera gear. There was multiple questions about camera gear. JBat17, he said it best. He just said camera gear.
Yeah.
So
whatever that means.
That's kind of gives us freedom to roam. But I mean, what cameras we use? What camera should I buy? That's probably the biggest question that we get. And we use a combination of Nikon DSLRs, like D800, D600, D750. Those are really versatile. You can shoot photos, you can shoot video. It's hard to do both really well, but it is nice to be able to shoot high quality 1080 video and then snap a photo that can be sold for an advertisement, print ad, can be blown up on a billboard. And only downfall with those is some of the audio inputs and audio capabilities is kind of weak.
Yeah.
And then the actual sensors, like really detailed, like if there's a bunch of aspen trees or like bark or grass, like it's gonna it's not gonna look as clean as like our bigger camera. Like we have a Sony FS7, which allows us to shoot a very flat profile. We shoot S-Log3 most of the time, which is just a picture profile. It's basically what the camera is capturing, and it allows you the most versatility to kind of tweak that image after it's been shot. The downfall with that is that you have to do a lot of editing to kind of get that image the way you want it to look. The FS7's sick. It's super heavy. I think with the tripod and camera and lens, it's like 20 pounds. And then you're carrying at least 2 or 3 lenses in your backpack, at least 2 to 3 batteries for the FS7. You're probably carrying a DSLR body to take photos if you shoot something. Then you have your water, your food, your layers. You probably have some additional stuff just to be out in the wild. It's probably 40 to 50 pounds every day, including the camera. That we're out there hiking and trying to chase elk. It's not easy. What else? Does anyone want it? Red Dragon? Dude.
Trevin,
I know.
you buy us a red, we'll shoot
I
on
decide who gets first shot at oh, we both have a tag. We alternate, dude.
it. Yeah.
Anything else you guys wanted to know about camera gear?
Yeah, ask us some camera gear questions. We'll try to answer them right now while we're on the topic.
How far will you
You
take a
take-
GoPro as far as filming? We haven't used a GoPro in probably 2 years.
Not to say that a GoPro isn't a great tool for someone trying to capture their adventure.
I would, Bryce.
What?
Bryce asked who'd win in a fight.
Oh, yeah, right.
Ever planned to do a pack raft trip? Yeah, we already did one of those. It didn't work out. Too hot.
Do we know Jed Wood? Yeah, the kid's a baller.
How's the Sony A6000? It's pretty solid. Haven't ever used it, but it looks sick.
Yeah.
Whoa, man, they're flying.
Holy
Mic for DSLR. We usually use a Rode
mic.
video mic. When years?
Man. All right, as far as like starting out cameras, honestly, we're not the best people to ask. Like, there's so many good cameras out there these days. Just go do research. B&H has great reviews. Just start going through cameras that are in your price range.
Drones. We had a DJI Phantom 3. I crashed it, totaled it, and we've kind of held off on getting back into the drone game because you got to kind of get certified, and you got to jump through some hoops to do it legally.
The crash footage isn't the thing.
Yeah.
Right? Yep.
And then someone had asked, how do we get our underwater shots? We have a big underwater housing for our Nikon D800, and it probably weighs like 10 pounds with the camera in it, but it's got a big it's got a big dome on the front. It allows you to shoot those over-unders, get really good quality footage underwater when the water's clear enough, but it's kind of tough to rip around. Are you fans of BLM? I love BLM land outside of our profession. The film permits are expensive as anywhere else on BLM, so that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Underwater camera. We just said D800 in a.
What's up, 5 Mile
housing.
Boys? Hi.
Natty, can't hear ya. Anyone else having problems hearing us? Jedwood. Ty. I went to school for 1 year.
You went to school for 1 year.
For filming.
Yeah.
I did get a degree, but no, I didn't. We learned everything really on our own, and Gabe Lawson, our high school teacher, had a film class that we learned how to edit in. Loud and clear from Peanut Gallery. Loud and clear, cool.
Do you want to talk about school at all? What your school background is?
Yeah, we'll get back.
Because I know that was
we'll
a
get
question
back to
someone
some of
had.
the questions. Did either of you go to art school? I've always wondered because of the quality and layout of your videos. That's NMAC 5-stack. I'll let you go.
Well, all right. So Zach, he has a degree. Just tell him real quick what you have.
I have a business marketing management double major, so I have 2 degrees there, and then I have a minor in media arts.
And so myself, I was going to school for a business marketing degree, and I think a huge thing for anyone who thinks they want to have this as a profession, yes, going to film school or any sort of art school is great. Myself, as soon as I knew this is what I wanted to do, I dropped out of school, saved that money, and put it into camera gear in our business. And to be honest, I think there's a lot of kids out there going to school that probably shouldn't. There's a lot of my friends that are personally in debt with student loans, and if I were to take that money that I would have spent in school, and from the get-go, if I would have invested that into my own business and my own passion, I probably would be way better off than ever going to school and having a degree. And not to say that college isn't important. If you want to be a doctor and stuff, of course, that's the only way to go. But if you're looking to, be a filmmaker or be an entrepreneur, hey, there's tons of knowledge out there on YouTube and the internet. There's no reason you shouldn't be able to educate yourself based off of the information that's on the internet and go out there and do it yourself. Because for us personally, even going through business school classes, running our own business taught us 10 times more than anything we learned in business school. So
yeah, I remember sitting in a social media class in business school at the University of Montana, and our teacher was she didn't know what she was talking about. You got to get in there, get your hands dirty, and do it. And there's so many resources online. Not to say that college can't be worth the money. I mean, architecture, engineering, technical skill sets, those are great. Liberal arts, business even. I didn't learn anything about starting a business. My business degree taught me to go sit in a cubicle at some Fortune 500 company in California, read my little employee manual, show up 5 days a week and do my job. I'd be making more money. I sure wouldn't be happier, but I don't know. That's a decision everyone's got to make. I don't know. That's our experience. I don't think it's worth it most of the time.
It's like if you have a passion for something that you know coming out of high school or even just in your early 20s, you're like, hey, this is what I want to do, and maybe it's starting a business. If that's something you want to do and you truly have the heart, like, this is what I want to do, there's no reason that you should not be able to succeed and go do it without a college degree. So,
Yeah.
just my take on it.
Caden Christensen, 13. If you could fish with one fly for the rest of your life, what would it be and why? Well,
That's tough.
I would fish a streamer. It'd probably be white, maybe articulated, and it'd probably have enough weight to get down. Just a lot of the water we fish tends to be a little bit deeper, so you could fish that year round, catch fish. You're probably going to catch some big ones. That would be my go-to. Jordan Gale beads.
Beads all the way, baby. Beads and San Juan worms.
Yeah, dude, I would be just throwing a bead. What about you? One fly.
One fly, streamer. Yeah, probably gray or white, for sure. I mean, I think we've caught fish, year round. You catch fish year round on streamers, not to mention it's probably the most fun. Other than seeing a dry fly smash, but you can't get those year round, so.
Yeah, Trevin, archery over fishing. Hunting definitely
Yeah.
is our first passion. I think probably more of our fans and followers like our fishing content just from a numbers perspective, but yeah, you got to pay your dues. For people that want to make it in this business, dude, you got to have a work ethic. If you think you're going to put in a bunch of hard work for 1 year and be there, think again, man. It's a constant battle, and if you're not willing to work harder than the next guy, you're just not going to make it. And you, as kind of crappy as it is, you got to know the right people. Your skill set and what you can deliver doesn't always mean that you're going to be the one hired or you're going to be the one that gets to shoot these videos or photos. Part of it's knowing the right people. So being able to network, being able to communicate with people is super important. Business communication is one of the most important skill sets. Communicating your value, communicating your vision, and selling yourself. Sales is huge, and we're not the best at it.
No.
But we realize that that's a pretty big deal.
And another thing too that I see so often with people that they see us and want to do the same thing that we're doing is they expect to come into it and have instant success, where that's just not going to happen. Like, coming into it, you have to truly believe that you have something to offer to people and they're going to be interested in, and you have to be in for the long run, because if you're not, you're going to fail and then you're going to give up. So
my wife works with your girlfriend's friend. Could this be an in for me? It might be.
Yeah, maybe.
Durango. I don't know, dude. Travis's beard just finally cropped up.
It's cold weather in Bozeman.
I think some fertilizer's been getting thrown on it.
Yeah, definitely some fertilizer.
What else here? What has changed the quality of your films the most? What do you consider your most important tool for cinematography and photography? That's from Mountain Man Sam.
Mountain Man Sam.
What has changed the quality of your films the most? Probably learning from our mistakes is the biggest. Trying to have a vision, like pre-production planning, is huge. Having a concept and a vision for what you want to capture ahead of time really allows you to kind of focus on the shots that you need to get. If you just go out there with the camera, which is what we did for years, and shot anything we thought was cool, you get some really cool footage. But when you get back in the editing booth and you're trying to put together a story, there's a lot of pieces that are missing, and you can't just go back and make those up. And so you're kind of stuck. That's probably the biggest time suck, is coming back and looking at 5 days of footage or a week of footage and trying to be like, well, what's the story? Like, what is this film going to look like? It could go 10, 20 different ways, and you want to make it the best that you can. And so you sit there looking at your computer a lot, thinking about it, going through the footage, brainstorming ideas. What's the biggest blunder blooper that has ever happened on a hunt? Travis missed a wolf this year. That's probably the biggest.
I did. I missed a wolf this year, an all-white wolf at 110 yards.
Yeah, I was. Should have been dead, but.
Yeah. Things happen when you're in the moment, and sometimes forced shots happen. So that's all I can say. We're definitely not perfect.
We're gonna answer Ty D. Martin. He said, "How often do you guys go back after the kill and film more footage for fillers? Sometimes when filming, I find it hard to get all the footage you want as you hunt due to the rugged terrain / bad conditions, or just simply rushing to get where you're going." Honestly, we never, after we kill something, go back and reenact or get more footage. At least footage that would be put into that moment where we're stalking the animal and, killing it. Like, we don't reenact that stuff. I think we did a little bit like our first or second year, and then we were like, dude, people just see that. They recognize that right off the bat. It doesn't look authentic, and you're better off just showing the real moments than going back and, trying to reenact stuff just doesn't work. Like, we never... Any of our pack out photos or video, like, that's when it happened. We don't ever go and say, hey, dude, I'm going to throw a Euro mount on my backpack and let's go out and get some sick photos. If people want to do that, it's fine, but, people want to see hunting, like, when they look at video, when they look at photo. And the real thing, you don't have to, like, people get it. Like, it looks real because it is real. So that's our focus.
I think spending the time to actually capture the in the moment that's actually happening is huge. There's nothing better than capturing the actual real moment. There's nothing fake about it. Like, it is how it is, and it's always relatable. And, if you take the time to actually set up and have the camera rolling, it's going to be the best footage you can capture.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's answer some questions here. We got anything on any of the stuff we've been talking about, you guys?
I don't know if we'll be at the...
Before you turn the camera on. Yeah, Trevin. Having a general outline and a shot list helps out a bunch. We can have a little powwow before we go out in the morning and say, hey, here's some of the stuff we want to get. And focus on getting those shots. There's a lot of cool stuff that happens that just ends up getting cut, at the end of the day for these films. So, why waste your time doing it if it's not going to make it into the film? But
we had some people asking about editing software. So we almost always use Adobe products. So for editing, it's Premiere. For photos, it's Lightroom. Photoshop when we need to put together text and stuff.
How do you guys go about a major archery elk hunt that you have had time to scout?
Like hunting or capturing?
Yeah, is that like about hunting or trying to film it? You can only fish or... If we can only fish or hunt.
Yeah, definitely hunt. I say there's more adventure in hunting.
Yeah.
You go more places, you never know what to expect. Fishing, you kind of always expect that you're going to catch something or not. Jay
Metler, do you guys have any major mentors or influences early in your career? We had a couple people that helped us out a little bit. Those people kind of viewed us as competition once we got better, and that was a bummer. Trying to find a good mentor is really key, and sometimes you just have to reach out to people and say, hey, like, this is what I'm doing. Like, I look up to you. I respect your work. Like, would you be willing to help? And you'll actually find that, people that you think wouldn't talk to you or give you the time will actually give you a lot of information. And, we've always made it a priority to try to answer all the emails and quality questions we get. If you're just going to be like, where do you hunt? What camera do you use? Some of that stuff's going to slide through the cracks. But if you show that you've spent the time and want to ask a quality question with some thought put into it, we're always going to answer that. What film was the toughest to capture?
Oh, man.
Probably elk hunting's the toughest, I think.
Archery elk hunting for sure. Archery elk hunting, I'd say, because it's usually myself and Zach, or it's a filmer and a hunter, where literally the hunter is the caller and the shooter. So in that type of scenario, it makes it extra difficult. You don't have a caller that can be back, 20, 30 yards behind you to bring those bulls past you. So that's super difficult. Plus, you have to hide a cameraman and a hunter. So it's tough.
I guess I'm going to go back to some questions. I can't keep up with all that.
Man, it's too fast.
Dude, Rob Dean said proper poop etiquette around camp. I mean, that's a good one.
It's legit, right?
I mean, preferably go dig a little hole, poop in it, throw your teepee in there, or if you're gonna pack it out, whatever. I mean, it's biodegradable. Burn it, cover it up. You don't poop right behind your buddy's tent and leave it there. He'll probably step in it.
And there's nothing worse than see a toilet paper out in the wild. Cover it up. Plain and simple. This is My Life Outdoors says, did you guys have a show on MTV back in the day? No, but if you have, I'd love to hear what show you thought we were on. I think this is a good one. Bacon Bellner says, what's in your camera bag at all times when shooting fishing? Extra batteries, extra SD cards, polarizer for sunny days, cleaning cloth and solution, so if you get water on the lens you can clean it off, and extra lenses. Anything else?
Yeah, I'm down with a bighorn bow hunt on the fly. Sorry, I was trying to read questions. Yeah, I don't know, the fly fishing, shooting, if we're in the boat we usually bring a ton of stuff, multiple camera bodies, all probably like 3/4 of our lenses and Pelican cases, extra batteries, extra cards. You just kind of want to be prepared, and you don't end up using 75% of it most of the time. But have you ever thrown streamers on the Gallatin? Yeah, a little bit. Montana Wild in the house. How do you deal with protecting your cameras while in the backcountry?
Insurance.
Yeah, all of our stuff's insured from the get-go, but we really haven't had too many issues. If you're buying professional grade gear, it should be like weather sealed, and it's going to be able to handle quite a bit. If it's pouring rain, you just can't be out shooting unless you have a waterproof cover of some kind for it. At night, make sure your camera's somewhere where it can dry out if it's gotten wet, or it's not going to get condensation on it. Having a rain fly on your backpack when you have camera gear inside of it, keeping your stuff dry, having microfiber towels that you can have in your pocket and wipe off water. The microfiber really absorbs that water super well, so having a couple of those doesn't add a lot of weight, and it lets you keep your stuff pretty dry.
Ever think about filming some waterfowl? Yes, we have thought about filming some waterfowl. It's just a matter of having free time to go do it, because that's not our expertise. How bad was the Jungle Bears pack out? Oh man, let's just say it was 15. My pack out was 15 miles. So I packed out and packed back in 12 hours, I think.
Yeah,
it was pretty far. It was not that fun.
Number one tip for spring black bear:
oof.
Be in the right country and be patient. You will see them.
Yeah, and there was a question about that somewhere. But yeah, so spring bears, fine green grass is one. South-facing slopes early on. Logging rows where they've reseeded. That's where the grass grows longest first. And if you find multiple bear poops on either a hillside or a road in an area, sit an adjacent glassing point where you can see that area, and that bear will almost guaranteed come back at some point if you're patient.
Yeah, I know a few people have asked where you're located. We actually live in Bozeman now, so if you're a Bozeman local and
Ryan, let's go goose hunt.
Think you're a good dude, send us a message.
Yeah,
You might Can't promise anything, but most of the dudes that have it together, we're totally down to get out with.
Yeah.
You guys are more than welcome to come to the East Coast, diver hunt. Nice.
Biggest shed you ever found? Not that big.
No.
We're not very good at shed hunting.
Probably like a 320 elk shed, maybe.
Yeah.
Montana Wild is our full-time job.
Yep.
I'm 30, dude. I just broke into the 30 club, so.
I'm almost 28. We'll do Barras.
We'll do bars. I want to answer this one, though.
Okay.
How do you guys go hunt an area that you haven't had time to scout? I mean, I would spend some time looking at Google Earth. I would buy Forest Service or BLM maps that have some of the topography. I think looking at topo maps is really underrated. You can look on Google Earth and see a huge swath of timber, but it's hard to identify like benches or creeks or seeps. You know, put in a little bit of time looking at maps. Try to maybe call some people, like figure out if there's anyone you can network with that's from the area or would have been there, and chat with them. And then, you know, be prepared. Have all of your gear ready. I mean, have all the things that you can control dialed in, and just go there and hunt. I mean, you're not going to be successful every time you go out, but you're definitely not going to be upset if you went there, you know, your gear was on point, you know, you had everything you needed, you didn't forget anything, and you went out there and hunted hard every day. I think if you do that, you're probably going to be successful more than you would think.
Big hole. Toughest
part of building your brand: filming, editing, sales, marketing. The toughest part is trying to do everything. You know?
Editing projects, shooting photos, editing the photos, promoting yourself through social media, shipping orders and processing orders, coming out with new designs, ordering new merchandise. It's a ton of work. It's
delivering.
Wish we had more time.
Delivering stuff to the brands you work with, and then for us, like, we're in front of the camera, so we have to go out on our free time. And I mean, we love to do it anyways, but you got to be skilled at hunting and fishing. So it eats up a lot of time. Ty, we edit all of our own films. How many people work with you guys?
It's just us.
It's us.
And we have some people, depending on the project.
Peace out, Adam. Sketchiest, scariest moments?
Traversing, packing out Zach's mountain goat at night. Zach shot his mountain goat late in the afternoon. We cut it up, literally had it processed, you know, in the dark, and then we had a couple miles back to just our base camp.
Probably 2.5 miles back to our spike camp.
And when you pick a new route that you've never been on in the dark back to camp in mountain goat country, it gets a little sketchy, which I'm worse than Zach. Zach's more of a mountain goat than I am. And we had heavy packs. There's literally like a cliff face like this with a slope below it, and Zach starts just traversing below it with just his headlamp. And I'm like, all right, yeah, that looks pretty steep. It's basically a no-fall zone with like 300 yards of straight rocks below it. And let's just say I had no choice but to do it, and it was super scary.
Yeah, that was, you either have to drop like 1,500 vert and then just go up the other side, or traverse around this bowl. And you just got to have the confidence to know that, like, it looks sketchy and you don't want to fall, but I mean, what are the chances of you really actually falling? I mean, you know, of all the time we spent up there, like, neither one of us ever fell, and you just have to be calculated and like assess the situation and, like, you know, take a minute, look at it, and if you feel confident, just like embrace it, go and do it. And, you know, I mean, fear will get you.
You'll turn you into a Jerry real quick.
Like, if you're gonna be scared, just don't do it. Your vids are so dope, you need to make more. Dude, we would make more. They take so much time, and they cost a lot of money to actually go out and make. Like your time's worth money. Like you have to license music. You got to have the equipment. Like you got to go out and shoot them. You got to pay for gas, food.
Film
You got to
permits,
pay to have like editing
insurance.
program like monthly. You got to have. I mean, there's a lot of stuff.
A lot more expense than you would think. Biggest fish,
Bullies.
34-inch, I think.
Yeah, my biggest fish is a 32-inch bully. Other than that, it's probably like a 22, 23 rainbows
Maybe
and
24.
brown trout. I don't think I've really truly hit the 24 mark.
And we know a lot of
Kinda
people out
sad.
there are not measuring them correctly. So if a guide's telling you he's catching 24-inch fish daily, he's
How
not.
do you guys find such great music for videos? Dude, the music thing, you have to spend like,
Time.
it's probably, I bet, 20 hours of listening to music for every one track that we use. Filmmaking tip number, I don't know, it'd be down the list a little bit, but if you're making hunting films or fishing films, don't go bite someone else's song within the same industry. Like that's just like a filmmaking like 101. Like don't go bite other people's
Track.
music. We hear it
It's-
all the time and like, yeah, you know, it's kind of a little bit flattering, but it's kind of annoying. I mean, like have some creativity. If you're gonna bite someone's music, go find like a skateboarding film or something.
Not
You know,
within the same
not-
realm.
Not within the same realm that you're trying to create content in.
Yeah. No, we're not twins. He's 2 years older.
Yeah, dude, Hidden Vista. We're planning on hitting the South Fork of the Snake, Henry's Fork a little bit. Have you fished Arctic char? No.
No. Someday.
Best advice for someone wanting to get into the business. Well, A, have a passion.
Yeah.
B, like, take some time and, like, think about what it is you want to do. See how many, like, jobs actually exist doing that. And then, like, if that's really what you want to do, like, work harder than everyone else doing it. Like, provide value. In business, if you provide people value, like, they're going to want to work with you.
And if your
You know?
number one goal is to be in front of the camera and just to be known as a hunter or fisherman, it's not going to happen. Because I think probably Cameron Haynes and Lee and Tiffany, maybe a few others, are like the only ones that could ever get away with it. Who's the better skier? I have so many injuries skiing. I would say I'm probably a Jerry on skis.
Yeah, we apply in a few states. It kind of depends on the year, but Idaho, Wyoming, Colorado, Utah, those are the close ones for us. So that's kind of what we stick to.
What's an F4 film?
Yeah, what's F4 film coming?
I don't know what that is.
Fixed. You can shoot mechanicals, but don't shoot Rage. Who's the bigger Jerry hunter, fisherman?
Probably me.
Yeah. Tips for new bear hunter?
Are you spot and stock or baiting?
Yeah. Favorite bully streamer? White or gray, and I don't think you need to go big.
No. What's the word on the outlier film? We have a rough cut done, and it should be out this summer. We haven't picked a date yet.
I know, dude. I should have let that little baby mule deer go a few more years. He'd probably be dead. Wolves would have got him, though, so he's tasty.
No, we didn't.
Hey,
kill-
I appreciate that. Yeah, show me one dead fish.
Suppose we had a huge impact on the
Yeah.
fishery, but no fish died, so I don't know how that makes any sense.
You ever think about packing llamas? Maybe.
That'd be
I guess
fun.
I'd have to like see it in like use and like understand it a little bit better, but
Actually, we talked to Team Backcountry. We might have some llamas helping us out down the road. It just adds a new element to the experience. You might have some rodeos.
favorite unit in Idaho for muleys.
No, millies.
What the heck are muleys though?
Muleys.
Yeah, I don't think there's a favorite unit yet. We haven't figured it out.
Llama film, yeah.
And I'm
Yes, we hunt lions. We've each killed one. Zach called one in, and I killed one with hounds last year.
yeah, we're totally into collaboration or collaborating with other people.
Donald Trump those streamers.
Nice. Dude, a fishing film with
Heck
Donald
yeah.
Trump would be sick. Our inspiration for our company is honestly like from day one just to inspire other people to go outside. I don't care if you're going to go hiking, climbing, if you're going to go out and just do yoga on the top of a mountain, like doesn't matter. You don't have to be hunting and fishing, but just like get away from the city, get away from your phone, your computer, your TV, and go camping, go hiking, like get out in God's country.
And a huge thing for us is like we didn't grow up hunting and fishing. It wasn't until we were, what, 19, 20s?
Mm-hmm.
When we were first introduced to hunting and fishing. So when we actually found out about it, we were like, dude, this is the sickest thing ever. So for us, being so late in our lives and, you know, not growing up hunting and fishing, we feel like it's our duty to share it with people that have never hunted and fished before and giving them that opportunity to experience it.
Does Hillary toss dries?
Hillary,
I don't know what she would do.
she snags paddlefish most likely.
Whatever the most deceptive fishing tactic is, that's what she does.
We would love to partner with Bering May. James is the man. Hillary knows.
We've met Hank. I wouldn't say that we know him. Dirty nip fisherman. Hillary should be in jail, but I'm sure there's a lot of politicians that should be in jail. Yeah, we'll be doing more live feeds. We'll try to do some out in the field a little bit, but we'll probably try to jump on live once a week for a round.
Yeah.
Want to tie flies and drink beer? Dude, I've been tying daily, so. Fly shop shout outs.
Stonefly.
Stonefly Inn, Twin Bridges, our boy Rooster. He actually has sick bugs in there.
Kingfisher.
Yeah, Kingfisher, Missoula's sick. The Grizzly Hackle's pretty good. In Bozeman, I like Fins and Feathers just because they actually carry fly tying materials. The shops in Bozeman kind of are a little bit weak on that front. Yellowstone Angler's good. Mm-hmm. I know Dan Bailey's is good. I haven't been there. I need to go there. Trout Stalkers in Ennis.
Yep.
For sure. Madison River Fishing Company's bomb.
Any moose hunting. When we draw a tag, we will.
Idaho Bear Hunting Collab. Maybe. I don't know. We might. One of us might have a tag this year.
Bighorn Angler's badass too. Sorry, we missed that one.
Any of my recommendations, like buy a camera and go start
For
filming.
the first time.
You're gonna screw up so much stuff. You might as well just start doing it and embrace it. Learn from your mistakes, and you'll be impressed at how quickly you can progress if you actually like devote yourself to doing it. Is ATA ever gonna be on the agenda? Yeah, we'll go again. Trade shows are just, I don't know.
Trade shows it's tough unless we have serious business that needs to be taken care of.
Tips for spot and stock black bear, dude. I don't know why that's such a question for people.
If you take black bear hunting as serious as you would take elk hunting, and you spend time all day looking for bears and just covering country, you're gonna figure it out.
Most common filming mistake, bad focus or bad exposure, probably.
And audio.
Yep. What kind of camera would you start with? Probably a camcorder, like just a designated video camera, like zoom, autofocus. Like you can capture some pretty cool stuff with that. You don't maybe have the creativity that, like the ability to alter the look as much as a DSLR, but you're going to get more good footage and kind of understand if you actually like doing that. And from there, you can progress into a different camera system.
What type of flies should you use this time of year? Colin, where are you fishing? That completely depends.
Worms, streamers, don't
Prince
find nymphs,
hare's
copper
ears.
johns. Go with the basics. They usually work. Who grows the best beard? I think if I grow mine
Zach
out,
grows
I
the
got
best
it.
beard. Took me 27 years to grow mine. Wyoming, Colorado. Yep, Marcus. At some point this year, we'll fish Wyoming for sure. Colorado at some point.
How's the stonefly season in Montana? I don't know if it ever ends.
Ever caught a bully on a streamer? Yeah, on a dry fly once.
You did?
And a nymph, actually.
Oh, yeah, I caught one on a nymph.
Do we fish with dough ball for carp? No, we never even caught a carp.
How did we get sponsored? I didn't create cool content. Like, get in touch with the right people and just like ask for feedback. And if they really like it and they see value in what you're doing, they'll probably like engage you in a conversation about trying to work with you. But like, if you want to do this, like the biggest hurdle is going to be getting your foot in the door and getting paid. Because if you're like, yeah, dude, I'll make a film for like some free gear and like, yeah, like I'll take some free camo. Or like, I know people that make films for like, they still buy their camo or their bow or their whatever trail cameras. And it's like, dude, how do you expect to ever like all of a sudden ask for enough money where you could even feasibly make a living doing that? Like, it's going to be really tough. So how many flies did you put in someone's neck? Only one, I think. I hit Adam in the face with the streamer, but I didn't hook him.
Yeah, only one.
Oh, favorite tire for your truck? I have some Watermine Cooper. I don't know.
Ideas.
Some kind of Coopers, and they're awesome. Midge patterns? I don't know. I only have a few in my box. I'm not very good at fishing midges.
Ever expect to make it on the outdoor channel? No. TV is ridiculous. You pay to be on TV. Les Johnson has a great YouTube video about TV, and I can tell you right now, it's not what you expect.
Sex Dungeon over the Woolly Bugger. If you're in really small water, I'd say Woolly Bugger, though. We use phone scope for our Vortex spotting scope.
That's Zach's mule deer.
Was there a day you remember? No, it wasn't just like, oh, today I'm going to quit my job. It was just at some point you've realized that you can do this for, and make not a great living, but enough to like say, hey, I'm doing this full time and see where it takes you. How do you discover hunting and fishing if you didn't grow up with it?
That's a story.
I went to school in Bozeman out of high school, and like we grew up in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, and I never hunted, never fished, fly fished anyways. Well, once with our dad, and I actually like cut my leg wide open and had to get rushed to the ER and get stitches. But when I was younger, I thought fly fishing was just for like, uptight old rich guys. And when we moved to Montana, I don't know, I just had like this urge to go hunting. I don't know what it was. And so I ended up like taking my dad, had some guns, and like hiking around like in the woods behind my parents' house, trying to find a deer. And like I just wanted to go do it. And from there, Travis met one of our good friends, Tyler, and he invited us out on a hunt. And we had an awesome like 4 or 5 day hunt out east. And from there, like I knew I wanted to hunt, and I'm kind of if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it well. I'm going to take it seriously. And I just like got after it 110%. I think I bought a bow like after that first year where I actually killed something. Travis actually didn't want to buy a bow, and I was like, dude, don't be stupid. Like, you're not going to regret buying a bow. And he did. And I'm sure he's glad he did.
Yeah.
And then the fishing, we lived in Missoula. Our friend Chris Thompson fished a bunch. I don't know where Chris is at anymore, but he taught us how to fish. Like, we just wanted to do it. see what it was all about, and fell in love with it. I fished a bunch on Rock Creek when I first started learning, and dude, I had some sick days up on Rock Creek by myself, just like learning how to catch fish.
You guys friends with the dudes at Seacat? Yeah, we're friends with some of the dudes. We used to edit films for Seacat.
Yep. No, the K-Day? The Catavi? No, I don't know. Are you considering getting the new Vortex binoculars? Yeah, we'll get them.
We're going to try them out.
See what they're all about. I mean, I wouldn't want to eat a coyote, but I'd take a bite.
Yeah.
What was your initial investment to start up Montana Wild? Is spending the money to actually buy like a DSLR and buy like, well, one nice lens, and then it, leads to a few more, but.
Yep, we grew up in the Coeur d'Alene area, Aaron.
Are you guys related? Yeah, we're bros. No, you wouldn't be able to tell, huh?
Bass fish? We bass fish a little bit when we were younger. We haven't done too much recently.
Nope, never caught a catfish.
Most beautiful whitefish, the ones in the Bitterroot.
What is a buck nasty brown? You have to go watch the video and we tell you.
How much muscle milk per day?
A lot, bro.
Just tons and tons of mountain ops.
We fished, we have a super fine glass rod from Orvis. It's sweet. Every fish feels like a 20-incher.
Biggest buck nasty picked up on the Wahi.
22 maybe?
Yeah. There's bigger.
I had a huge one come up and try to eat my streamer that I missed like at my feet, and couldn't get him to go for it again.
Yep, we want to come to BC and steely fish. We just haven't done it yet.
Furthest shot on a deer would be like not even 300 yards for me. Do you even lift, bros? Nah, dude, this is all natural.
No, dude. Never.
Ooh, next fishing video. We're actually gonna have a fishing reel out, so it'll be a mix. Some of our best footage. But next fishing video, we've been filming a little bit of dry fly fishing, and we're gonna film some streamer fishing. Nothing super dialed in at the moment on like plans.
Dane.
Do you have any questions for me? Yeah, I still want to know what kind of beer Hillary Clinton drinks.
Someone asked, favorite pair of waders under $200. If you're serious about fishing, invest in a good pair of waders.
Yeah.
Sims. We've used Sims, Reddington, Orvis. Haven't used Patagonia, but Sims have by far been the most durable. They're worth the money. Nope, never been to AK. Probably never going to hunt Washington. Their regulations and rules aren't very good.
We love getting the photos, hearing from you guys. Like, we get a lot of people that are like, dude, I want to come to Montana and do a trip. Let us know how that stuff goes. We like to hear.
Yeah.
I mean, that's our goal, is to get people out there and get them having adventures. So if you guys do something rad, like, keep us in the loop on it. We love hearing that, and it kind of inspires us to keep trucking ahead, so.
Yeah, any success stories that people send us, like, it gets us stoked just to be able to hear about it. Like, it's awesome.
And then one other thing, like, if you guys want to see us do something in particular, or think we should film something, or like, feel free to reach out to us to let us know. Yeah, the more feedback we can have with our followers, like, the better we can create content that you guys are going to be stoked on. And, you guys are the people out there that have the voice to kind of, like, dictate to companies, like, what do the people want to see? So, and if you want to see more fishing videos, go write emails to all your favorite fishing companies and be like, why are we not spending more money to make fishing films? Because fly fishing, there's not much money being spent on film. Mm-hmm. Very few people are getting hardly any money to go out and do rad stuff. And there should be more stick fishing film.
And it's tough for us to go out and make films like Buck Nasty Browns when our time is super valuable, and if we don't have backing for big projects like that, it's just tough for us to do it right now.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Thanks for tuning in.
Have a good night. We'll talk to you soon.